Today's educational beauty video is all about how to contour. I'm going to be showing you the updated version of contouring. It's super easy, not difficult at all. So even if you don't have any experience, you're going to love this. It's not your standard contouring. It's actually very minimal in comparison to what you're probably imagining. So stay tuned because I'm going to show you just how easy it is and just how effective it is. So we can turn this flat looking face into a look which is a lot more softly sculpted. Now, I also want to share that I have an online publication which I'd love you guys to head over and show me your support. It's called Confessions of a Creative and covers several different topics such as culture, self, beauty, health, travel, food, and fashion. So there's so much going on over there. Everything is written by me. There are two versions of the subscription. You have a free version which gives you access to some of the site. You have a paid version which gives you access to the full site, which only costs around a coffee a month. So not actually a lot, and yet you get so much for it. So you get all the subscriber benefits and perks like I mentioned, and you also do get access to a room where we can chat, and I do answer a lot of the questions that I see over on YouTube over there. So head on over there. Now, if you do like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Don't forget I'm over on Instagram too, so come and say hi there. Now let's dive straight into this video. As you can see, I have my base on, but there's no sculpting going on. There's like zero sculpting. Everything's very flat, no bronzer, no blush, nothing there. So I really want to show you how you can contour. And I'm going to be doing this on top of my foundation and everything, because really my aim is to show you the contouring. It's not about whether we're underpainting or whether we're doing it beneath or anything like that. Just want to focus on the contouring. And for contouring, we are going to be using the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt in dark. So let's get started, shall we? So contouring ultimately is sculpting the face and giving it dimension so that it doesn't look so flat. We're adding depth to the face in different areas. It really is a form of kind of like reshaping the face, but you've probably heard contouring is all about like creating shadows in certain areas. Now, I'm going to be honest, I use bronzer majority of the time to contour, but today I'm going to be using a sculpting stick because really I just want to show you how to contour. It's not really about the product that you use. So I'm not going to get into a debate about what's better, bronzer or contour for contouring. I have talked about this in depth on another video because I truly believe that you should be thinking outside the box and you don't have to only use contouring products. It really is about the color, and it's not about following whatever the brands tell us, basically. Like the brands could say, you know, this is a moisturizer and it's not actually for the eyes. It doesn't mean that you have to actually follow that, because as long as you check the ingredients, I mean, skincare is not a very good example. Let me give you another example. Someone could say, a brand could say this is a foundation and yet it gives you a lit from within glow. But you could use this on other areas just as a highlighter. So I feel like you can use a lot of the products for different things. You don't have to always stick to what the brand tells you. I'm not one to kind of like follow rules when it comes to makeup. I don't feel like there are any rules when it comes to makeup. So yeah, that's my thought on that in a nutshell. I feel like you can use bronzer for contouring, but we're going to be using this because it's probably one of the only kind of like contouring products that I actually like. I'm going to be using this today, and I'm going to be applying it on certain areas to show you where you can sculpt, but not the traditional kind of like lines everywhere. This is really about kind of keeping it minimal, but also very, very effective. And you're going to see the difference here because we're going to see it compared to the other side of the face, and then we're going to kind of do the whole face. Now, I'm going to start by applying this on the main areas, which are the cheekbone areas. But what I don't want to do is apply it all the way in. We're going to apply it everywhere first, like just on one side, and then start blending it in and talk through it, because this product is great in the sense that it doesn't dry up. So, you know, I can talk and then blend it afterwards. Now, the first thing I want to do is apply this to create some level of kind of cheekbone, some depth there, to give it, just kind of give it some more dimension. But I don't necessarily want to go all the way in because that could be a bit too much for some people. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of like really look at the face in the mirror. And as I'm turning my face, my mirror is just kind of like here, just to the side of the camera. And as I'm turning my face, I can kind of see, like, obviously this is the peak of the cheekbone here, right? So I really want to sit this product just there. And that kind of seemed like the right place, but I don't want to apply it all the way from here. So what we're going to be doing is just kind of applying it just there. See that area there? Create a little marker point there. I'm happy with that. Usually, you know, you would probably see you go all the way across. This is just a much easier way to contour. Now, the other area that I do want to apply this is just at the end of my eyelid. So see, that almost looks like a wing there. We're going to leave that there, and I'm going to explain to you shortly what that's going to do. Now, another area we're going to apply it is just along this area here, very close to the hairline there. And then the other is just below the jawline. And there you go. See how we've got a few lines there? But they're very minimal in comparison to what you usually see online. So we're going to leave that there for a second because I'm going to explain to you exactly how you can kind of blend that. And as we're blending each part, I'm going to explain how that actually works and that placement works and what it's going to do. Now I'm going to use the brush on the other side of this because it is actually pretty good. Now this area here, why have we applied it here? We've applied it here because it actually kind of like makes the forehead area just a bit smaller. Obviously we haven't applied it on this side, but it gives the illusion of shadow there, so it actually helps to kind of like, you know, kind of slim down the face a little bit more. The more you apply it to the perimeter of the face, that area is going to look slimmer. So we're kind of like, you know, if you're applying it along this area here, it's kind of like squishing it, so it makes your face look a little bit longer and not as round. Now this area here, I'm going to start buffing this, but we want to blend this into the hairline, and you're going to see how you're going to see this like very natural kind of shadow there. See how you can see that very natural kind of like, see how there's nothing here, but you can see it here. So the brush is really good on this product as well. So that's kind of like helped to just give some dimension there. I feel like there's more kind of, it's warmed up the area as well. Now the other thing I want to do is do the cheekbone area, but what I'm going to be doing is going outwards into the perimeter. I don't really want to bring it any further in because it's just going to look, you need to make sure you keep this area kind of clean as you possibly can. Now I'm creating almost this kind of like really nice cheekbone, but without it looking kind of obvious. So we're keeping it in that area, really not focusing on dragging it anywhere, and we're not taking it all the way out. And can you see how this has given a little bit of depth there? Like it's just kind of like not as kind of like in your face, and it doesn't look like we've got a full kind of marker like all the way from the ear. So it's very soft, right? It's given us some kind of level, like you can see that there's a cheekbone there, but it's not like, wow, there's a full line there. Next, we're gonna go under the jawline, and you've really got to make sure you go into the neck area here because it's creating that shadow. There you go. See how that looks a little bit sharper now? There's such a difference from this side compared to that side, right? Okay, next up, I am not going to use this brush because it's a little bit big for the area, but I'm going to use a different one. I'm using, this is actually a Tarte brush. Don't know what it's called, but it's a double-ended brush and it's pretty good. So I'm going to use the kind of angled part of the brush, and I am just going to basically drag this so that it's kind of going towards the temple. It's honestly crazy how these subtle little changes can really change your face. Like, look at that. It's just so soft, but it's a bit more lifted. Nothing looks like it's crazy and in your face. It's very soft. So this whole kind of like way of contouring is a really good way to kind of like just softly contour your face. You don't have to apply lines in all the areas. You don't have to cover the complete perimeter of the face. You can be a lot softer with it. I really love just how soft this is. Like, I just feel like it's not too much. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do the other side now, because look at the difference. I really want you to see that, right? There's just more lift here. There's more dimension. This is very flat. So let's go ahead and apply this in the same area. We want to make sure we get this symmetrical. So there you go. We're also going to do it here. There you go. And there. That's all. Those are the only places we did it. Right, now let's start blending. So I think we did this first. So let's take this into the hairline. Always take it into the hairline. See, it's very soft. It's still made a difference, but it's not like crazy. Okay, now let's do this. Okay, done that. Let's do this. This one's really about making sure you do blend it properly on that, like underneath the jawline, because you really don't want to see that line. Okay, now let's go with the other brush and let's drag this upwards and outwards. This is just such an easy way to give yourself a lift as well. It's crazy. Guys, honestly, it's so easy and it's so soft. My face doesn't look flat anymore, but we've got it nicely sculpted. Now we are going to contour elsewhere. I'm going to contour on the nose to really show you how you can do that very easily. I'm going to take this same stick. I'm going to hold it here so that we get the edge of the stick. And we're going to go along the side of the bridge of the nose. And Doesn't matter if they're not the same length because we can blend it in the correct way. Okay, now we're going to get our Hollywood complexion brush from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm going to start blending this. Now, what I want to do is make sure I do the bridge first, right? I'm going to do this longer length first because I've applied more here. And I'm going to take this just outwards. It's really easy to blend, like down towards the cheek. And on this side, I'm going to take it down towards the cheek too. So you know how you see all these videos and people take their contour all the way into the eyebrows? I really don't like that. I don't think that looks natural. I just don't think that looks real. Like I know that we've all got that line there, but it's not really that exaggerated in real life. So I just feel like it looks a bit kind of horsey, you know, when you do that. So I personally don't like that. That's why you don't see me doing it in my videos. Now I've got this little V here. I like to make the button, like the tip of my nose, look a bit smaller, and I just kind of like cut it off there with whatever's left. So you can see we've contoured that nicely, and that's it. Now what we are going to do is we're going to take a lighter color, and I'm just going to use a concealer because it's just a lot easier, and it's a lighter color, and I'm basically just going to add just to certain areas. Now I've got my Hollywood complexion brush again. I am just gonna quickly get rid of that because that's just to help kind of lift that area there. And then I'm gonna use my finger just to kind of like go down the bridge of the nose. There you go. That's kind of like, you know, like completed it a little bit. And now this area here is really just so that that darkness that I've applied on the sides of the bridge of the nose doesn't kind of like end up making my nose look kind of bigger. So it's kind of like pinching the area a little bit. That's literally it. So that is honestly the easiest way to contour. And you know, there's never going to be a easy way which is done super quick. Like this is probably the easiest way because we're not focusing on creating lines everywhere. It's very almost like dashes, right, rather than kind of drawing everywhere, because that can be a bit difficult for some people because, you know, they find it difficult to get, you know, symmetrical and everything. So this is a lot easier way for you guys to actually just kind of just create a little bit of depth in the face without having to feel like you're an artist. You know, you don't have to be an artist. You just have to understand your face and the shape on your face a lot better. I really do hope that that's been easy for you guys to understand. Don't forget that if you do have any questions, let me know in the comments box below because I always do read them. And if a question gets asked enough, I will create a video on it and come up with a solution for you guys for that problem. Now, wherever you are in the world, I'm sending you loads of love. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care and I'll see you soon.